bottom, and the with us, without the down, yeah. I don't know what that means, I don't speak Latin, but um, I'm pretty sure if it was something important, they wouldn't just show people what it said, and I'm pretty sure their own original inscriptions that they use in their rituals, they're purely alchemical and just for show, and meant to christen the perfection of technology in this day and age that helps them with transmutation, and how they're written or exploit the premise of anti-racist white people creating unstoppable technology with Western science that helps them prove they're not racist. I think you know this this their whole um, shtick with symbols is just them um, you know christening Western science as a shamanic ritual that hides all the terrible things they do to their victims and hides them perfectly. But the so I'm not really concerned with what the inscription is because there's probably any number of different inscriptions. They all mean vague, dumb things that just spin into more riddles and more um, how do you say more cicada 666 um, puzzles or whatever. It's stupid. So I'm not going to be too concerned about what any of the words on the inside of the arms mean or the inscriptions at the bottom. But I can tell you right now, the satanic star on the head of Baphomet is just meant as a symbol of inception, precise inception inside the individual um, for the totality of their life. Then the staff in the middle, the two snakes, represents Western science, controlling their health accurately and forcing them to accept Western science as their shaman and as their caretaker. Um, then the wings on the other side represent, in my mind, it just represents them flying out of their body continuously and having their consciousness harnessed by their selected individuals for their use for inception on other people that they need to exploit to prove they're not racist and to prove they're not only not racist but anti-racist co-creators of modern technology. Then you have the fingers on on either side. And I'm just going to say it like it is. I'm going to say what I see. It just looks like they're saying the atmosphere is a vagina. They're always fingering it. And it's just, in Satanism, it's always kind of like they're alchemical symbols, things that they have people focus on and worship in their dogma. Their silly little church is actually very ridiculous sometimes. And it's all just kind of um, just different insults being put together all the time. And so it's like, when someone's consciousness is extracted from their body and allowed to float in the atmosphere as they claim to have done with purely alchemy and satanic rituals involving um, the defecation and defilement of human remains and having that process into food very precisely so that it helps with transmutation in their selected individuals and allows those individuals to inception the victims. Then they're basically just saying that the Baphomet is fingering the atmosphere because the atmosphere is a vagina or something. That's how I see it because that Satanists are inevitably perverted people. And they try to say they're perverted because they don't want to be sexually frustrated prudes because that causes a blockage in the creative processes or creative juices or energies or whatever. It's just not good to be celibate for some reason. So that's what I think it means. I don't care what they say it means. It looks like he's just fingering in the air and saying it's a pussy. Okay, then you have the moons on either side. What I believe this represents is them being able to accurately control the hormonal cycles of people and cause them to be sexually frustrated because it's basically meaning that they're having a full moon crisis, a full moon spell where they're just acting like a horny freak all of a sudden out of nowhere, um, either in the middle of the day or at night, because I would assume that the white one is in the day and then the black one is at night. It just means them being able to actively control and hide the fact that they're controlling people's hormonal cycles and making them into horny freaks. Then the flame at the top of Baphomet, the torch that's coming out of his head, is basically just this Baphomet, their selective human sacrifice, of it inevitably achieving astral projection, which to me in my mind just represents a person being completely at their best self, just being completely physically fit, being emotionally aware of themselves, completely self-aware, and psychologically stable, and just in a good position in their life, that they can see all the possibilities that are available for them in any one moment and exploit the possibilities that are there for them as needed, as whatever works out best for them. Because obviously, if you're a human psyche, you're born under holistic genocide and human sacrifice, you're eventually going to become a human sacrifice. You do need to try your best to be at your best self to try to mitigate what's happening to you. And that torch at the top of the head represents Satan as watching them from afar and watching the scope of their influence, of them ascertaining accurately how to exploit their situation after Satan's have already affected them with holistic genocide and all their black magic and all the intricate rituals they do to people, which I am not fully aware of. I'm not sure I should talk about completely. I am not someone involved in this. I'm somebody who's been watching this happen for quite some time, and I don't want to explain the intricacies of it so that I may or may not haphazardly perpetuate them. But what I'm going to say is that I think this torch represents them watching the consciousness of an individual grow to become very efficient at exploiting the possibilities that are available to them, whether or not the Satanists created those possibilities, and them eventually being able to harness that perfected mind state and using it to exploit people that may or may not want it to help the person that they're attempting to create as a human sacrifice. So that's my explanation of Baphomet. I can only say Baphomet is shirtless because, I don't know, shirtless people are kind of deplorable. They're kind of, they represent a loser, somebody who doesn't have a job, doesn't do anything with themselves, just sitting around doing nothing, sitting around shirtless on the couch, just hanging out doing nothing. I don't know. I'm not one of these people. I'm just interpreting this how I see it, and just based on how I've learned and grown, living in the world as a person, watching satanic practices happen, and even meeting them at different moments, and seeing how they understand the world, seeing how they interpret things, and seeing their attitude towards things. I understand they are very hedonistic and they are very perverted in the same moment. And I think it's very funny that they would capitalize on people being topless or shirtless, and then go back on what they said. We're not trying. We never want to cause people. We would never promote celibate because everyone should have an opportunity to cleanse the energies in their bodies with sex. So I don't know why they would have, shit on people just sitting around not wearing a shirt, because maybe that's just them attempting to cleanse the energies in their bodies if they wanted to. These maybe clogged energies that Satanists themselves might have put in their bodies because they're doing intricate things to this person with chemicals and other shit with Western science itself. But I'm just saying, that's what I think Baphomet represents. And, that's all I'm